April 27th, Penrose Theater, dressing room. The dressing room looks just the way it did before the incident. All these items look kind of lonely without their owners. We have to find Trucy's notebook for her. Let's see, she said it would be in her blue handbag on the table, right? We should see what else we can check out while we're here. Indeed. First things first, the bag. Oh, here's that handbag Trucy was talking about. I feel a little funny about digging around in a girl's purse. I guess it's okay to open it. After all, she did ask us to. But not you, Apollo. Let me do it. Let's see. Huh? No, not this. What's this? Oh, wow. She has... Oh, Trucy, you are bad. What is it? I want to see, too. That's funny. She said it was a black notebook, right? But there's nothing like that in here. Maybe Trucy was wrong about where she left it. Let's keep looking around for it. So it's not in the bag, huh? Look at all these costumes. I bet they're all Trucy's. Ooh, could you tell by the scent? Are you like some kind of bloodhound or something? I'm her assistant, not her pet. Exactly my thought, you know? Sheesh. Ooh, these are from Prosecutor Gavin. Roses, huh? How like him. Pretentious. They might be pretentious, but you know what? He makes it work. Apollo, I've noticed this for a while now, but you get awfully prickly when it comes to Prosecutor Gavin. You think so? I mean, don't hate him just because he's beautiful. That's not it at all. It isn't. Period. What the hell? Look at all this stuff. I bet it belongs to that bunny assistant we saw on the show. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Does she really need all of that? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen so much makeup. When it comes to sheer number of items, your desk back at the office isn't any better. Those things are the natural accumulation of 2 years of work, and they're all necessary. Really? Instant noodles and crackers? Of course. I need those for when I have to stay at the office all night prepping a case. And the comic books too? Oh, of course I need those too. Manga these days are super realistic and informative. I need them for research. Uh-huh, I see. So you need to research street fighting and the funnies, do you? You should have passed a Nintendo Switch in there. What's this? A script of the show? It says Bonnie, so it must belong to that bunny assistant we saw on the show. You and I've got to see the first 2 parts up to the end of the 10:20 a.m. segment. But this Mr. Reyes' fire trick, we didn't get to see that part. Yeah, because they canceled the show after the accident. Hey, there's a note about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. Come to think of it, when Mr. Reyes turned into a dragon and breathed fire, didn't it? Coin tricks and fire tricks were Mr. Reyes' specialties. Maybe they had some big finale planned, where Mr. Reyes and Trucy would face off in a grand magical showdown after his revival. We get the show script added to the court record. Could have sworn I missed something. Oh look, the bunnies. Oh, look at the adorable little bunnies. Rabbits, huh? I used to have a pet rabbit. Really? You? You sure don't look the type. What do you mean? What's wrong with me having a pet rabbit? Aren't people who have rabbits as pets usually the quiet, sensitive type? Well, pardon me for being so loud and insensitive. You're right about that. I say we take a look through Mr. Reyes' things too. Hey, is that a notebook sticking out from behind his briefcase? You're right, it's practically screaming, over here, look at me. You think it could be? Oh wow, Athena! Our hunch was right, it's Trucy's notebook. What's it doing mixed in with Mr. Reyes' stuff? Good question. Alright, we got the notebook. It's locked. I guess that means we can't read it. I wonder what kind of secrets are in there to make her want to lock it. A girl her age needs her privacy. Besides, everybody has a secret or two they don't want others to know about. If there's anything in there about kisses or crushes, I think Mr. Wright would cry. Trucy put some posters up, I see. Oh, here's one of Troupe Gramarye. Troupe Gramarye, Magical Menagerie, huh? Looks like a bunch of folks dressed in outfits a bit too gaudy for their age, if you ask me. But isn't that pretty much how all the best magicians dress? Was Troupe Gramarye really such a big deal back in the day? I guess so. Everybody in the country knew them back then. They had great tricks, like making a building disappear or escaping a safe drop from a helicopter. Wow, I was in Europe at the time, so I had no idea. But if even you know about them, then they must have been really, really famous. I used to see them a lot on TV. I think it was back when I was in junior high. The one in black was the original leader of Troupe Gramarye, Trucy's grandfather. His name was Magnify Gramarye. The one in pink with the mustache, that's Zach Gramarye, Trucy's late biological father. Oh, and look, there's Mr. Raves. So this poster's from back when he was a member of Troupe Gramarye. Trucy said he left the troupe after he was injured during a show or something, right? You're quite right. Well, we've examined just about everything, I think. Looking through other people's stuff was so thrilling, like I'm doing something naughty. I know what you mean. Just don't go poking around in my things at the office. Why? What do you have to hide? I don't think I like how her eyes lit up all of a sudden. Anyway, we better get this notebook to Trucy. Indeed. Next stop, the stage. April 27th, Penrose Theater, stage. Alright, let's get down to investigating, shall we? Just make sure you don't move anything or I'll get in big trouble. Fine, I promise. To only move the things I have to. Well, I have my own investigation to conduct, but let me know if you need anything. It's been a while since we've done any investigating. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's dive right in. You do remember how to do this, right? If you don't, I can give you a quick rundown. Should I have Athena give me a rundown? Yeah, I guess I could use a refresher course. Then take a seat, Mr. Justice. Professor Sykes here is going to learn you a thing or two. Oh, brother. What did I get myself into? Do you remember how to go about examining a crime scene? Let's see. I just placed the cursor over what I want to examine and press A, right? How'd I do? I suppose that's acceptable. What else do you know about examining? If I recall correctly, we can also take a closer look at certain notable areas or objects. Very good. Now do you know how to change perspectives? With the right analog stick. By changing our perspective, we might even find some new evidence. Marvelous, Apollo. Top of the class. I'm proud to have such a model student. And thanks to you, Professor Sykes here just remembered how to investigate too. You could have just asked. I know. Now first is the dragon. This is what they call a set piece. It's a piece of the onstage scenery. It suddenly fell down after the body was revealed, if I remember correctly. Just as the brave heroine screams, the spell on the dragon breaks. Losing its wings, the dragon falls to the ground. That moment marked the collapse of Trucy's magical kingdom. Magic, huh? Yeah, sure. The timing was so perfect, I'd be genuinely surprised if it was magic. Oh, hey, this is a curtain. I wonder what's behind it. The backstage area. There's magic equipment and stuff like that back there. I'll open it a crack and check it out later. You weren't thinking of opening that curtain, were you? Who, me? Would I ever do a thing like that? Rats. Guess I'll have to ask her to open it for me later. Ooh, I've seen something like this before. It's like that game where you stick swords into a barrel until a little man inside pops up. Huh? That doesn't sound like any game I've ever heard of. Really? It's pretty famous in Europe. Did you have anything to play with as a kid? Oh, you know us simple Americans. We're happy with just a hoop and a stick. I'm beginning to wonder if the local is... I'm not even gonna ask. A hoop and a stick? Really? Oh, come on. Now let's check up with Ema. Ema, can I ask you a question? Shh, this is the best part. She won't even look this way. Ooh, what great prints. Another set from my collection. She certainly seems to enjoy her work, doesn't she? Yes, she does. Rotate right. Now we look here. Wow, this dragon is a lot more handmade than expected. Yeah, well, I can't tell you how many hours I put in that frickin' thing. What? You made it? Trucy had me help put it together. You know, as her assistant. She has you wrapped around her little finger, doesn't she? Trucy's smile has some kind of magical power that makes it impossible to say no. Nope. There's a sword here. It's covered in blood. Must be the murder weapon. Trucy said she was sure she switched out with a rubber sword. Unfortunately, this one certainly doesn't look like it's made of rubber. Hey, Ema, were there any fingerprints on the sword? Let's see. According to my data, no prints were found. But that could be because the culprit wiped them off. Come to think of it, Trucy was wearing gloves during the show, so she certainly wouldn't have left any prints either. Something isn't right. It just doesn't make any sense. What's the matter, Apollo? You're making that weird thinking face again. How did what should have been a rubber sword get switched with a metal one? Plus, the timing of that dragon set piece falling down. Wasn't that just a little too convenient? Something just isn't sitting right. Ground control to Major Apollo. Can you hear me, Major Apollo? Athena, I think I've got it. I think somebody switched Trucy's rubber sword for the metal one. Huh? To pin the murder on her. Someone switched the swords? But when could they have done that? When everyone was too busy to notice. Somebody could have switched Trucy's rubber sword with a metal one. After the set piece fell. After the set piece fell, everybody in their audience was kicked out of the theater. In the ensuing chaos, somebody could have carried out a cover-up operation. Any one of the stagehands or show personnel could have done it before the police arrived. So what you're saying is, somebody's actively trying to frame Trucy for the crime. Yes, some disgusting individual is trying to get away with murder. So it's someone related to the show. There's definitely a very high chance of that. Now, if we could just figure out who it is. Yeah, there is another part I forgot to investigate. So this is the coffin the dead body appeared from. I actually haven't examined that yet. Would you two mind giving me a hand? No sweat. Trucy said the coffin was supposed to be empty when she stabbed it. So how did the victim even get in there? Bet there's a secret door or something. It sure is an oddly shaped thing, isn't it? Who knew it could unfold into something like this? Well, I heard that since it's used for magic tricks, the left and right panels are made to be interchangeable. How that helps with magic tricks, though, I have no idea. I'm sure they make use of it in some way we can't even imagine. You're right. A white outline, huh? So this is where the body was. What exactly did it look like just after the incident occurred, I wondered? Oh, I have a photo of the crime scene. Here you go. Oh, wow. It looks like he was stabbed in the back. Yes, that's definitely what killed him. What's this thing around his waist? It's a stunt harness. A stunt wire can be attached to it so the person can float and fly through the air. Come to think of it, he did fly in Act 1, didn't he? Yes, he did. Wait a minute. It looks like the bottom of the coffin opens too. Ooh, a secret door. Let's try opening it. Well, look at that. It seems to lead to someplace under the stage. That's right. It goes to the understage passage. It's pitch black down there. Hold on. I think I see something glowing faintly. It's hard to make anything out from up here. If you try to go down there, the magicians will get mad at you. Apparently, there are things down there that will give away the secrets behind their tricks. Well, that sucks. It's all right there, and we can't even check it out. We're definitely gonna have to examine that understage passage at some point, though. Apollo, look! There's a secret door in the back panel of the coffin. Do you think Mr. Reyes could have entered the coffin through there? If he could have done it without Trucy noticing, then maybe. It's like two magicians trying to out-magic one another right under each other's noses. I know. Something is very amiss. And I think I've seen what needs to be seen. Yup, I think I did. Wait, but what am I missing? Yup, I looked through everything. There is nothing here. And yes, I've investigated everything. The body, everything around. I hate that. It must be so hard for Trucy, yet you saw how bravely she held back her tears. Maybe you should practice a little of that bravely holding back your tears thing. And by maybe, I mean your nose is running again. Enough with the snot shaming. Haven't you ever heard the song, "Into each life some boogers must fall"? I'll take your word for it. That's not gonna help me out much at all. Yes, I'm a bit completely lost on this one. Oh yeah, forget about that. We have one of these in the office too, don't we? Yeah, that poor magic prop we use as a shelving unit. I kinda like to see Trucy perform this trick sometime. Well, we both know you'd be the one in the box if she ever did. I feel bad for the prop, but it can stay a shelving unit in that case. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah, the camera. That video camera is pointed right at the stage. I wonder what it recorded. I want to take a peek, but Ima would... Wow, this residue data is so fascinating. She's so fixated on that bloodstain data. Her eyes are getting bloodshot. Quick, Apollo, while Ima's off in forensic Fantasyland. Let's see what's recorded on the camera. And this time with no sound. So we're now actually looking at everything. It's the same video we saw on TV where you can't see the body at all. Apollo, did you notice a strange shadow in that footage? No, why? I don't think it was my imagination, but I'm pretty sure I saw something. A strange shadow, huh? I wonder what it was. Let's see, what else do we need to do on this stage? Ima, did you find any fingerprints on the coffin? Actually, I haven't checked yet. I was gonna do that at the end. I like to save the best for last. We aren't exactly talking about dessert here. Oh, but we are. Would you like to partake in my delicious dessert? I don't mind sharing. Oh yes, please. There's always room for dessert, right? Alright, I guess I'll join you two. So could you show us how you check for prints, Ima? Sure, let's start with the basics. As you know, fingerprints are an excellent way of identifying someone. That's because no two people have the same set of fingerprints, not even twins. So if we find any prints on the coffin, they might lead us to the killer. If the culprit was dumb enough to leave prints behind, sure. Let's go ahead and dust for prints now. Let's see. This looks like a promising spot. Try dusting the area with fingerprint powder. Move the cursor around and keep pressing the A button until it's thoroughly covered in powder. When you're done, blow with the X to get rid of the excess powder. The powder in this bottle is all we have to work with. If you run out, try blowing on the area. Any excess powder will be returned to the bottle. Alright, I think I'm ready to give it a try. Yup, it's just like how I did it on the 3DS version. Except it was a lot more challenging because the 3DS had a mic. And with the mic, you could basically blow into it. If push comes to shove, I may have to split this into parts. Just letting you know that right now, because the trial bit for this is 3 hours long. You found some prints. Looks like the fingers of somebody's left hand. Now let's try comparing these with the ones we have on file. First, switch to Analyze mode with the L to select the print. Very good. Next, select the print you want to analyze and confirm it with the A button. This one. I've got a pretty clear print here. I wonder whose it is. I have the prints of everyone involved in the case right here. Just choose the person whose print you like to compare the sample against. Well, the last person who was in the coffin was... Mr. Ray... the great Mr. Reyes. Match found. Bingo! Looks like the prints belongs to the deceased Mr. Reyes. Well, if we found prints here, maybe we can find them elsewhere on the coffin, too. Guess I'll try dusting for more prints. Yeah, this is not like how it was before where you basically just spam it all over the place. Alright, that should do it. Yep, we got it. Now let's switch over to Analyze. There, I found some. These prints are apparently Mr. Reyes's too. Shall we try looking for prints on the outside of the coffin now? Yes, let's. This time you'll be able to rotate the coffin and look at it from different angles. That'll give you a chance to examine it thoroughly. You can use the right analog stick to turn the coffin in any which way you like. And holding R while using the right analog will let you jump to where the action is. If you ever get stuck or confused, you can always reset things with the right analog stick by clicking. Okay, and if I find any prints, I'll choose one to run against your data, just like before. Missed how it was in Apollo Justice where you constantly spam it and then you actually spray. Wait a minute. Upper left side. Damn it. Huh? What's this? What's this? There, I got a print. Alright? I'll just check it against my data. Huh? That's funny. Doesn't match the prints of anyone involved in this case. Really? None of them? How can that be? Now then, I wonder if I can find any more prints. But I wonder if there's anybody else. Yes, this whole thing's a real messed up trial. That's better. Hello, found some. Yeah, this is now turning into a guessing game. I found another print. Judging from its position and location, it might have been made when someone put this lid on the coffin. Let's see now. There was one part during the show where someone put this lid on, after Trucy had gotten into the coffin. Therefore, this print should belong to Bonnie. Bonnie the femme. Match found. Looks like the prints belong to that bunny girl. Come to think of it, she did put the lid on the coffin during the show. That's probably when she left her print on the lid. It looks like that's about all the prints we're gonna find. To sum everything up, the prints we found belong to the victim, Mr. Reus, the bunny assistant Bonnie, and some third unidentified person. But that's strange. We didn't see anybody else up there on that stage during the show. Does this mean some outsider was up there? Somebody unrelated to the show? I guess we can't really say at this point. Well, thank goodness we didn't find any of Trucy's fingerprints, right? But that's only because Trucy was wearing gloves. Hey, Ema, there's something else that's been bothering me about the prints. Don't you think there's something odd about Mr. Reus' prints? Odd? What's odd about them? Well, if Mr. Reus was standing in the coffin facing forward, he would have left prints like this, right? But when we look at the actual prints, they're facing backwards. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hey, what do you know? You're right. I wonder how they wound up like that. Maybe he was accidentally facing the wrong way at first, but then turned around later. No, the coffin's much too small for a guy his size to turn around it. About all he would have been able to manage is maybe a little bit of twisting. And it really doesn't make any sense, does it? I think I might have hit on something major here. Oh, I have just one more question, Ema. Oh yeah? What is it? Mr. Reus was stabbed in the back, right? But if he was standing in the coffin like this, how would that have worked? Oh, right, that. The lead prosecutor has an explanation, actually. He thought that the victim might have tried to dodge the sword as it came into the coffin. So maybe he twisted his body and the sword ended up stabbing him in the back. That's his theory anyway. I see. I guess that sounds plausible. We got fingerprinting results. Well, I guess that about wraps up our investigation of the stage. Actually, there's still the area behind that curtain. Don't you want to know what's back there? Sure do, but Ema told us not to move or touch anything, remember? Would you quit staring at me? Fine, I'll go open it for you. Wow, look at you flaunting your lady killer eyes. I have my ways. I'm only doing this so I won't get charged with animal abuse for not throwing you a bone. I guess puppy eyes can be just as effective. Alright, I'll be back. Well, go on and investigate to your heart's content, but before you go moving anything, I know, we'll be sure to ask first. Oh, by the way, Just examine the backstage to move to the area beyond the curtain. Okay, time to get investigating. Which is what we should be doing. Seeing the stage this way kind of breaks the illusion, doesn't it? It just goes to show that some things are better left unseen. Ooh, listen to you sounding all grown up and stuff. Don't worry. I'm sure you have some cynical one-liners of your own someday, too. Oh boy, I can't wait. Anyway, on to more pressing matters. Let's go examine the backstage area. Yep, that's right. Up first is the winch. Nothing particularly interesting here. Oh yeah, there's the winch. What is this thing? It's a winch. I'm guessing they use it to pull Mr. Hat up. Oh look, there are two winches. One back there and one up here. Apparently, each winch was rigged up to something different. One of them was used to hold up the dragon set piece, while the other was connected to that weird puppet up in the catwalk. A weird puppet, huh? We better go check out the catwalk later. A dustpan, a broom, and a bucket. Guess they use these to keep the stage tidy. I doubt that's what this bucket is for, though. See how it says fire on it? Ooh, I guess it's a fire bucket then. Yes, I heard the theater owner went out and bought that just for this show. When he heard there was going to be a fire trick, he flew to the store to get it. But can a little bucket like this really put out a raging fire? I'm guessing the owner thought it could. But it doesn't look like it's been used. In fact, the inside is caked with dust. What was the point of even buying the bucket then? Wait a minute. That means nobody actually prepared for the fire trick after all. I have a feeling this might be an important bit of information. Nice, we get the fire bucket. Added to the court record. Hey, there's a coffin back here too. It looks like there's a stuffed dragon inside. No, wait, look. It's just an illusion. See? The dragon looks like it's inside. But it's really just painted on the front lid. Oh, wow. You're right. That's really something else. If the show hadn't been canceled, we might have gotten to see this trick too, huh? I agree. It's a guillotine, but it's not real. Just another one of Trucy's props. I wonder if it was supposed to appear in the show. Huh? You mean she didn't mention it to you? She said you were gonna make a guest appearance on stage for her guillotine trick. No! I definitely remember not agreeing to something like losing my head on national TV. Of course he wouldn't. There's a sign here that says understage. I bet these stairs go to the understage area. Trucy told me she and her fellow magicians call it the Abyss. I wonder why. Who knows? Maybe because it's really dark down there or something. Ooh, I bet they got all kinds of magical goodies stashed away down there. Come on, let's go check it out. Huh? The door's locked. The entrance to the Abyss is barred to mere mortals like us, huh? Oh well, that's what you call swinging an abyss. Nice one-liner, Polly. It looks like this ladder leads to the catwalk overhead. Do I really have to go up there? Why don't you go on up and check it out, Athena? I'm sure you'll like the air up there. Huh? Where in the world did you get that idea from? Wait a minute! Are you saying I'm an airhead? How rude can you get? That's not what I'm saying at all. Now up you go. I'll just wait down here. Okay, now I'm starting to get the picture. You're afraid of heights, aren't you, Apollo? Ugh. Come on now, this is for Trucy. She needs us, so up to the catwalk we go. Well, guess it's time to put on my big boy pants. Are you alright, Apollo? You're white as a sheet. I'm fine. Don't look down, Justice. Don't look down. Those green things over there look like cushions. I guess one of them was used to absorb the force of impact when Mr. Hat zipped into it. Let's go check it out. Way over there? Of course it is, man. What's that? Look, Apollo, it's Mr. Hat. He's attached to a wire. Actually, didn't Trucy say something like, they quickly raised Mr. Hat up by wire into a cushion on the catwalk. Maybe the stagehands pulls Mr. Hat up and left him here afterwards. That wire attached to his back. It looks like it's connected to one of the winches down below. Huh? Mr. Hat's cape is ripped. Did that happen during the show? That's odd. It almost looks like it was slashed with a blade. How in the world did that happen? Apollo, I see that you're trying to take this all in stride, and I respect that. But seriously, you're trembling like a newborn fawn up here. Get it together, man. I can't help it. Of course we can't, you know? Hey, look, there are cushions attached to the underside. Well, what are you standing way over there for? Come on over and look. You're not going to try and push me off, are you? Seriously, Apollo, come on, you'll be fine. Here, do you want me to hold your hand? Yes, actually, if you wouldn't mind. Looks like you're right. And Trucy mentioned something about this, didn't she? That a cushion was supposed to absorb the force of impact when Mr. Hat was pulled up. I agree. 100%. These set pieces look like a rabbit and a moon. Although they kind of look like they could be a duck and a croissant, too. What do they look like to you, Apollo? The Grim Reaper and a guy falling to his death. Come on, let's wrap up this investigation before your imagination catches up with you. It looks like Mr. Hat has raided a smaller pulley. Let's see. How did it go? After being blown a kiss, Mr. Hat goes wild, and just as he's about to stab the coffin, he gets pulled up to the catwalk. And the smoke screen was to hide his ascent from the audience's view. Yep, that's kind of the whole point. Wow, that's a big pulley. Looks like it's connected to one of the winches down below. The dragon set piece must have been hanging from this. Well, I think that about does it for the catwalk. Do you think we missed anything? Nope, didn't miss a single thing. We're all done here. Yes, sirree. I take it you're ready to go down? Yeah, I think we'd better. I feel a fainting spell coming on. Oh, brother, you don't need me to hold your hand again, do you? All done? Pretty much. There's just one thing. The door to the understage passage was locked. Any way we can get down there? That place? They locked it up as soon as police finished our investigation down there. If you want to check it out, you'll have to ask a magician. Well, Trucy's at the detention center, so she can't help us. I guess we'll have to look for somebody else from the show. Okay, and I'd better get back to my own investigation. See you around. It's too bad about the understage area, but at least we learned a few things. Yeah, like one of your greatest fears. I wasn't talking about that. I meant how all the behind-the-scenes stuff is set up. Let's see. We found out there are 2 winches backstage. Mr. Hat was rid of the first winch. And the dragon set piece was attached to the other one. And both of them were used during the show. Right after the body was discovered, the dragon set piece fell to the stage. And in the chaos that ensued, the culprit could have switched the rubber sword with the real one. So it looks like the best way to prove Trucy's innocence is to identify the real killer. What a complete and utter mess. This is all great. Just great. That Wright kid is bush league, small potatoes, a half-grown has-been. There's somebody on the stage. I wonder who it is and what they're doing. Maybe we should go talk to them. Yeah, who is this guy? Excuse me, are you connected to the show? What? You two got a couple more headaches for me to handle? I got my hands full as it is. Hey, I remember this guy. Hey, you there. What the heck's going on? They wouldn't even let me in. Me, for crying out loud. Oh, Mr. Retinz, there was an accident during the show. An accident? Great, it's great. That's all I need right now. You have any idea how much money we're sinking in this program? It's that man who was going off at the staff in front of the theater. I ain't never seen you guys before. If I had to guess, I'd say you're not production staff. What's that I spot with my little eye? An attorney's badge? Well, how do you do? I didn't know you fine folks were lawyers. My business card, if you would. Charmed to make your acquaintance, I'm sure. Oh, thank you. So you're from the TV station, I take it. Sharp as a tack you are. I'm the producer of this TV special. All my idea, by the way. I'm Apollo Justice, Trucy Wright's defense attorney. Trucy Wright's? Well, ain't that a kick in the head? How about you open with that tidbit next time, champ? Okay. What happened to the Schmoozy Magoo bit? I'm Roger Retinz. Hold the applause. And no autographs, kids. I'm on the clock. Apollo, this guy looks really familiar, but I can't quite... Really, kid? Then try this on for size. Hang loose, baby. Hang loose, baby? Apollo, it's the ratings Raja from Take-Two TV. He's huge, crazy huge, like a real famous producer. Really? I've never heard of him. Seriously, man, what kind of cave did you crawl out of? Roger Retinz, the ratings Raja, titan of the TV screen. Still not ringing a bell? You ain't seen my hit Saturday night talk show at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. No, I can't say that I have. You're blowing my mind, kid. You even know what a TV is? Say it with me. Television. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident? No. What kind of comeback is that? Grow some backbone, kid. I basically lobbed at one of you. Now hit me with your best barb. Viewers will love that. Come on, you gotta sell it. Sell what? Say something funny for the nice people at home. Go on, hit me with your best shot. My best shot? We're rolling here. Hurry up before they change the channel. Chop, chop. Okay. Here goes. Talk to the hand. Kapow. Kapow? Really? And why are you pointing all dramatically like we're in court? I don't know. It just seemed like the thing to do. Apollo. Oof. That's gonna win the cringe reel for sure. I think we can all agree that was a mistake. If I choked any harder, I'd need the Heimlich maneuver. I blame myself, really. Should have known better than to waste good film on a nobody. So you want an exclusive or what? I wanted to ask you questions! Today's magic show was being broadcast live on TV, wasn't it? And you were the producer, right? That's right. Rising Magic Star versus Old School Premiere. It was going to be wild. We were going to have viewers vote for their favorite magician during the show. And the loser would have had a really embarrassing prank done to them. It was gold, I tell you. Guaranteed ratings. I don't know. It sounds kind of tacky if you ask me. I'm telling you, man. Modern viewers eat this stuff up with a spoon. Trust me. All we gotta do is serve it up nice and hot. A feast for the eyes. Or like junk food for the brain. But that little brat had to go and ruin everything with that accident of hers. You have any idea how many times they dragged me over here to prepare for today? He must know this theater pretty well if he came by that often. Ooh, that gives me an idea. How about this? Mad mindscape of a magical murderess. Closest comrades come clean. Tell me, has Trucy always showed sign of being unhinged? When could you tell she was about ready to snap? This guy's cruising for a bruising, Apollo. As long as you don't get caught on camera. Truth be told, I'm not surprised about the way things turned out. Magicians are pretty much the dregs of society, am I right? What's that supposed to mean? What were you doing at the time of the incident? Shooting a show in the station studio? We had a whole bunch of girls in bikinis wrestle each other for the camera. So you didn't see the accident as it actually happened? That's right. That's why I was shocked when I first got here. So he didn't hear about the accident until he arrived, huh? I'm guessing what you really want to know is whether or not I have an alibi, am I right? My staff at the TV studio can vouch for me. Why not go there and ask them yourself? You can give them my card and they'll let you. So you have an alibi, huh? Good to know. Magicians are all a bunch of good-for-nothings, if you ask me. Con artists and thieves is what they are. They trick people and take their money. Coming from you, that's rich, pal. Magic tricks aren't the same as con jobs, you know. That's right. The people watching never feel like they've been cheated. Lawyers spout hypocritical nonsense. Big surprise there, LOL. And post. Did he just post about us in real time? Those Gramaryes are all criminals. It's in their blood. Trucy Wright ain't no different. That girl is no good. She may look all sweet and innocent, but she's a stone-cold killer. Don't you dare talk about Trucy like that. You don't know the first thing about her. You won't find a sweeter, harder working girl anywhere, period. She's got the wool pull over your eyes, I see. What in the world are you talking about? You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Gramarye magicians are all a bunch of lowlives. Does he have a grudge against Trucy? Or maybe against all of Troop Gramarye? TV is a window to the truth. It's not like that magic stuff or the streetwise charlatans that perform it. It's a shame. A crying shame, I tell you. What was supposed to be a fun, lighthearted program turned into this sorry affair. I'll have to sell it to news outlets all over the world if I'm going to make my money back. Trucy Wright will make her debut all right, not as a magician, but as a criminal. What? It's my duty to report it. Can't let a tragedy like this happen again now, can I? Even if she gets off somehow, I'll make sure she never walks the streets again. We won't let that happen. We won't let you do that to her. We're going to prove her innocence in court. Listen to you acting all high and mighty. You're just another money grubber. I know how you lawyers do things. You'll stop at nothing and win. Isn't that how Darkside Phil would do? I beg your pardon? If you win your trials, you get fat stacks, right? Is money really all you care about? What's with him, Apollo? Why won't he listen? But enough about you. I'm all about going after Trucy now. I won't stop until she's behind bars. That's how we in the media dish out justice. Before you even get to court, my expose is gonna take you down. Not if I have anything to say about it. Well, gotta get back to the station. Hang loose, baby. It looks like the prosecution won't be our only opponent this time. But no way are we gonna let that guy have his way either. That's right. Okay, we're done with this stage, so let's go someplace else. I still wish we could check out that understage passage. But what else can we investigate right now? And I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, because like I said, these get longer. Very long. That's it for this. I will continue in the next, but you're gonna notice like transitions and stuff. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. See you when we finish things up. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Product provided by Capcom.